I'm going to do this video. It's been a long time coming. I just want to say, if you're a homeowner that's in the market for a new heating and air system and you're looking around trying to make the best decision for your home, I'm just going to tell you, if you may not know me. My name's Josh. I host the HVAC Guide for Homeowners YouTube channel. And I just want to say, stop Googling the best HVAC brand. And I'll tell you why. There's so much misinformation out there. I just watched a video of a guy that did a video, I forget what it was called, but it was something like the best heating and air brands in 2023 or something like that. And no offense to him if he sees this, but I think even he would agree there was a lot of information in there that either A, he didn't know what he was talking about. He even says in the video several times that he didn't know the answer to this or that. But the other thing that was interesting in that video is he actually had several things wrong. Some of the things he was saying was just simply untrue. And what sucks is Google and YouTube and all of them, they don't know. They don't know to say, hey, there's misinformation here. What he's saying is simply not true. So, we need to take this video down. In fact, his video got a whole lot more views than probably this one will. But if you're a consumer, if you're a homeowner and you're trying to find, some information on different brands, stop Googling best heating and air brands. Everyone is biased. I'm even biased. If you ask me what the best heating and air brand is, I'm going to probably be biased and tell you what I think it is. And a lot of people would even argue, well, some of these websites, they're not biased, that they're getting their information from here or there. I would even argue that that's still not even the best gauge of figuring out what brands are good and what brands are bad. You take somebody like Consumer Reports that, they're just calling a snapshot of consumers saying, hey, what's the best brand? And of course, most consumers, most of you guys that comment on my videos, you're going to go by your experiences. If you installed a Rheem air conditioner in your house and you never had any issues with it, you're going to think Rheem's the best, right? But the problem is you don't have anything to compare it to. You don't know that they're the best. And that goes for any and all brands. So even Consumer Reports, if they're trying to be third-party biased, they're still approaching people who are biased against certain brands. The other interesting thing about some of these lists that are composed on the internet is they're being bought, that there are certain brands that are paying money, or in some way they're being influenced to put certain brands up. I've seen these lists where you'll see the exact same equipment, the same company with two different brands, right? So a lot of the heating and air industry, most folks know this, but in case you don't, the heating and air industry is very similar to the car industry. Meaning the car industry, there's really only about 10 manufacturers, but there's about 100 different brands. A lot of those manufacturers are making the same exact car, putting different stickers on it. Same thing with heating and air. There's really only about 7 or 8 main manufacturers, and a lot of these brands are literally the same equipment as the next brand, but a different sticker on it. And so the reason that matters is when you look at a lot of these lists online where they're trying to say, oh, here's the top 10 best brands, you'll see the same exact equipment. You'll see 1 and 5 are the same stuff. It's just different brands, it's different stickers. And so how can that be an accurate representation of who's good and who's not? After many of you that had signed up for a new HVAC guide had requested it, I finally composed a list. I did a scale of 1 to 10 for different brands, but it was important to me, even with me being probably biased, to try to remain non-biased as I composed the list, but also I didn't just rank them. I gave you reasons why each company is ranked where they're ranked. I said this company is ranked at number 7 and here's why. And so what do? If you're a homeowner and you're a consumer, you don't really know, you want to know who the best brand is. You want to make a good decision here. What do? I think there's a couple things you can do. I've said it in other videos. I'll say this one more time, and that is there's no one brand that's best in every market. Different suppliers affect that. So in other words, if you had a car that's amazing, let's say if you had a Mercedes that you just think is so great, but your local supplier or dealership doesn't even service them. They'll sell you the car, but then they won't take care of it, or they can't get parts for it, or they won't return your calls. Then it doesn't matter how great that car is. The brand sucks in your market, if that makes sense. And the same goes for heating and air brands. So just because there's a brand that is amazing in my market, I'm not so naive to think that if I were to move tomorrow, pick up and move, take my family and us move to the other side of the country, that I would even want to sell the same brands or deal with the same folks that I deal with on a daily basis. No one brand is best in every market. In fact, some markets, there are brands that you just simply can't even find it at all. No one will even sell you that brand. So to say that they're best is just simply untrue. So again, if you're a consumer, you're trying to figure out what's the best decision to make, I personally would look at a couple things. The first thing I would look at is who is the contractor that is the best in your area? Who's the one that gives you the warm fuzzies? Who's the contractor that you want to do business with? And what brand or brands do they think is best? I think that means a lot. You might say, well, Josh, they're being biased. They're going to try to sell me what they sell me. I can tell you as a contractor that deals with different heating and air brands that I don't sell what I sell because I just think they're great and I'm just going to continue to sell no matter how great they are or how bad they are. No, if the brands that I sell weren't great tomorrow, I have no problem. I ain't married to them. I'll switch tomorrow if I have to and go to a brand that I think is better. I sell what I sell because I think they're the best in my market. But if they're not the best anymore, by gosh, I'm not going to sell them anymore. So if you found a contractor that you like, they're who you want to do business with, don't say to them, well, hey, I want to do business with you, but I heard this brand over here is great. So I want you to, I wanted you to install that brand. It just makes no sense. Go with the brand that they like, that they will stand behind, and that they have reasons for liking. Ask them why they like what they like. That makes a world of difference. Another thing I would look at is when I look at the top companies in my area, what brands are they selling? That'll tell you a story. So if you have all these folks on the internet saying, well, this brand is just as good as these over here, I think they're great. I don't care that they're imported from another country. I think they're just as good as these over here, but they cost a whole lot less. Well, guess what? If the top companies in your area don't sell that brand, there might be a reason for that. There might be a reason you might want to stay away regardless of whatever you're reading on the internet. There's a company right now running around selling these DIY products in different stores and selling them online, telling everybody that they're just as good, and they're just simply not. I mean, I'm just telling you, they're not as good. No matter how many of you want to comment on this video and tell me how wrong I am, I work on these. I'm telling you, they're not as good. They're a lower quality product. Now that's fine. If you want a lower quality product, then by gosh, go with your lower quality product, but don't tell me they're just as good. They're not. That Ford Pinto ain't as good as that brand new Mercedes. It's just not the same. So as you're shopping around, I'll wrap up with this. Just realize everyone is biased. I'm biased. You're probably biased, whether you know it or not. The contractors you're calling are going to be biased. Ultimately, I would ask them why they sell what they sell. Find somebody you like and go with the brand they recommend. Stop Googling what the best heating and air brand is. It really doesn't matter what somebody on the internet says is the best brand. It's the one thing that I wish, if anybody watches any of my YouTube videos, they've probably heard me say that more than once. It's the one thing that I probably drive home more than anything, and that is there is no one best brand in every market. It should not matter to you. The guy that I just watched his video, it should not matter what his opinions are. In fact, a lot of the information in his video was simply incorrect. So I hope that helps. I do wish you luck if you are in the market for a heating and air system and you're just trying to figure this out. I do wish you luck on all that. I know it's a lot. It's part of the reason I started the new HVAC guide to help folks with that process. And I tell you, I feel the pain. I know there's just a plethora of information out there to sift through. So I do wish you luck with that. I appreciate you watching. Smash that like button. It helps us out so much. And of course, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next time.